Ivy the android. I'd like to share today's dinosaur forecast. Residents in the affected area have been evacuated, and a team of exofighters has been dispatched.
Alright everybody, here we go. Capcom in about 3 days back actually announced a brand new online game at this state of play going by Exoprimal, which according to Capcom is a player versus environment game with a slight competitive twist as well. We're playing a team of up to 5 go about ripping thousands of dinosaurs for the fun. Here's the trailer. Capcom said Exoprimal releases into PCs and consoles sometime next year.
I'm making sense of this situation.
You've been living fighting the chief directors for 2 years.
All I wanted was to be IBS's top pilot.
IBS's latest dinosaur forecasts and exosuit technology were able to keep human casualties to 0. Exosuit development is proceeding under the guidance of the next-gen AI, Leviathan. Meanwhile, IBS continues to recruit candidates to become new exofighters, humanity's greatest hope.
Moving on, it's The Wanted Dead. Literally one of the most talked about IP as folks are talking about how beautiful it actually is. It was specifically one of the projects I was blown away by a few months ago when it was revealed with like just 20 seconds of gameplay. Check it out, this game's a hack and slasher and a third-person shooter, kinda like Show American Story, and due out later this year into PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and also PCs.
That fucked them up.
Alright, a few folks at EA Games just came up with something like an hour-long stream and about a few more minutes of gameplay on Dead Space Remake. Man, I thought it's just the graphics, but they're actually redeveloping the entire game from scratch. Anyway, here's the good news. This game is actually coming out early next year.
The prophecies say Fimbulwinter leads to Ragnarok. War is coming. My story doesn't end hiding in these woods. I should be out there, finding out who I am, who Loki is.
I will not allow you to pick a fight with gods.
So, God of War Ragnarok is a sequel to the Norse mythology-based God of War from a few years back, and was originally supposed to be released by now. It got delayed, however, and until sometime later this year. Here's what we do know. This game will mark the end of Norse mythology, and whatever happens this time around is going to be the end of it all. I don't know if that means the whole God of War franchise, but it's definitely going to be the end of Norse mythology. Here's some more gameplay of Ragnarok from a little while ago in case you've actually missed it.
God of War in these lands, who is dead.
Well, for a dead man, Odin seemed pretty keen on seeing he wasn't found.
If he's out there, we gotta find him.
Come in!
What in all yarns be the happened to him?
We're trying to stop Ragnarok, to help people. And what if the only way to do that is war?
War is not the only way.
Stop thinking like a father for a moment and start thinking like a general.
No!
Coming up behind that, we have what Square Enix officially announced about 48 hours ago to be the most visually impressive open-world game ever of all time, going by Forspoken, what some of you might still be familiar with as Project Athia. The company new trailer, they also came up with the news that the game is now instead coming out October this year, which is technically speaking delayed about 5 months. Check it out anyway.
Nothing can stop me. Can't quench the fountain. Nothing can get in my way. I had to move the mountains. I'm at the top of the world. Anything goes. Nothing can stop me. I'm on top of the world.
Let's finish this.
We have Gungrave G.O.R.E, which is on its way to both generation of consoles in addition to PCs, not Switch however, and touted as an action-packed hack and slasher, which is redundant in a way. Now here, however, is probably one of the actual funny trailers I've seen for a while. In case you're new to though, yeah, this game is due out mid to late this year.
Maintenance. Vigilance. Of course, all that means nothing when Hell's Gates starts spewing shit everywhere.
Alright, y'all remember Evil West from a cinematic trailer almost a couple years back? Western themed, supposedly action-adventure game? Well, we actually got our first look at its gameplay a few months back, bruh, it was one hell of a surprise as well. Long story short, I guess, if you do like hack and slashers, which why the hell not, Evil West I have reason to believe is one of the best you're gonna get out of this list specifically, and due out actually into both generation of consoles in addition to PCs sometime later this year. I mentioned this one a few days back, so Capcom, after 6 years of wait, finally came up with the official announcement of Street Fighter 6. Apparently now the game's the next generation console game only and probably due out mid to late next year.
Street Fighter 6.
Diablo 4, however, is right now the most anticipated Diablo-inspired game in the making, but like the most awaited game in its series as well, according to Blizzard. Here's the thing for those of you who've been waiting, this game is coming to both generation of consoles and PCs, probably even the next generation console exclusive, we're not sure on that one yet, and it's yet to receive a release date. This is the only trailer that the folks at Blizzard came up with a few months ago, and the news that this game will eventually release in 2023. little bit over a month ago, Crytek came up with the news that Crysis 4 has actually been in the making for a while. To accompany this news, they released the shortest teaser trailer of all time for it as well, and said Crysis 4 is now officially a working title. It's not going to be coming out in 2022, and neither it'll be a past generation console game. Check it out, make sure to stay tuned on C for the next few days. Alright, so besides the fact that there's already two apparently Silent Hill games in the making, there is a horror game on the horizon by the same guy who made the first Silent Hill game 30 years back. The game goes by Slitherhead, it was announced at the Game Awards, and it's even composed by the same composer who soundtracked pretty much all Silent Hill games to date. Check it out.
If the will to fight still lingers within you, then accept my offer and join me.
Alright, apparently a few weeks back, and I don't know how I actually missed out on this one, Square Enix went on and announced a new Valkyrie game going by Elysium, which is supposedly a spin-off of Valkyrie Profile, which, I want to be honest with you, is the only Valkyrie game that I've actually played from all the way back 23 years back. Anyway, this is the trailer. This game's coming to PlayStation consoles and PCs only sometime later this year.
All held precious lies on the brink of annihilation. Become my tool of intervention and save this world from doom.
Y'all witnessed how Elden Ring actually broke the sales charts this year, right? Well, what if From Software folks decided to make a Pinocchio game? Well, even though I've actually said this before, I do believe the answer is this, what we have here, Lies of P, a Souls-like action RPG starring Pinocchio. Now, unfortunately, Lies of P doesn't have a release date yet, but we know it'll be released on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X and S and PCs sometime next year. Check it out.
Every corridor, every portrait, every stone in this castle tells the story of witches and wizards who came before.
Alright, now as in the case of Harry Potter, we've actually just heard that some kind of a reveal will be made as soon as later this week or the next one in terms of gameplay for Hogwarts Legacy. There is also the possible release of early September this year that was rumored a little while ago, but nonetheless, this game is coming to both generations of consoles and PCs later this year, so keep it in mind.
There is a larger world beyond these walls. A world filled with dangers you can't yet imagine. An ancient knowledge long gone from this world. That strange and mysterious talent you possess may be the key to unlocking this dormant power. Your potential is limitless. But what form will it take? The journey ahead will reveal what you stand for.
Crimson Desert is currently expected to be released mid to late this year. It's just rumored, however, and it is said to be coming to PCs and apparently both generation of consoles, although yet to be confirmed for the next generation of consoles. This game is an action RPG, open world, in case you are new to, and heavily inspired by the G.O.R.E series, in which you gather regions in hope to bring people peace. Moving on. Next up, however, I'd like to give a shout out to Morbid Middle, which is a third-person sci-fi action roguelike, in case you're new to, where players can shapeshift. Now, this game is the work of a sole developer, and all we know is that it's targeting PCs and eventually due out sometime next year. Here's how it looks like. Anno or Anno Mutationum is at the moment one of the longest awaited Metroidvania games in the making and one of the top 3 most visually stunning platformers, so to speak, pixel art games in the making. It is now finally coming to PCs and the PlayStation consoles, however, only come March 17th this year. Check it out.
Most nights, it's watching, waiting for a slip-up. I don't know, someone gets greedy, someone gets brave.
And that's what you were doing the night of the incident.
Yeah. Took me weeks to track them down.
And last but not least, it's The Wolf Among Us 2, the Telltale series, which is making its way to pretty much every console in addition to PCs after 10 years of development, well, so to speak, anticipation. And like all Telltale games almost, though, The Wolf Among Us is inspired by comic material, and so is the new entry, albeit with a lot of differences. At least in terms of story. Anyway, here it is. This game's set to be coming out early to mid next year.
Something like that.
Your boss, Miss White, said things didn't go as planned. She mentioned that there was some violence? In the moments when you find yourself losing control. How does the anger manifest itself?